Hey guys, hey. So it is episode 24 already, guys, of Speak Easy, where I come to you guys live or by the replay, talking to you guys about the behind the scenes of what it means to be a speaker and or author. I feel like my screen is crooked every time I come on. I feel like it's just the crookedest of crookeds. Hey guys, so those who are catching me on the replay, look at my new unicorns in the back, but those who are catching me on the replay, I greatly appreciate it. Hey Keith, and I am so appreciative of those who have come on via live. Hey Auntie, thank you for sharing out the broadcast. It is always greatly appreciated. And so as a speaker, you need to have a totem pole. Happy Sunday, Paula. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to have you in class tonight. So for those who don't know, you still have some time, a couple hours to sign up for class this evening. Class is going to be phenomenal. Not only is it starting the Live Loud Now class for round 3 for July, but it's also I have a extra bonus that I'm giving where those who are in tonight's class are going to learn how to write their book in a weekend. What? Yeah, they're going to get some secret sauce stuff to really learn how to write that book in the weekend. Hey, Shantae. And so I'm super excited about that. If you have not signed up for that class, you still have time. If you just need the writing the book in the weekend, go to paypal.me/Altvise Pelzer. It's $25. That's it. And for those of you who want to do the full 3-week course, by all means, bit.ly/live loud now and put in coupon code live stream. Hey, Fred. So I'm excited because I get to talk about one of my fave poets and authors ever. Hey, Violet. I get to talk about one of my favorite poets and authors, like of all times, ever, like ever. So I'm super excited. So if you haven't done so already, share out the broadcast because somebody needs this information. So again, thank you for coming. Hey, Violet. It is episode 24. Can you believe it? 24 days of doing Speak Easy and coming and hey, Mama Nelly, coming and talking to you guys about what it is, the behind the scenes and what makes up a speaker and an author. But I think that what I'm talking about now can go for those who are the author or the speaker. And if you agree, just put me in the chat. By all means, hey, Leah, put me in the chat if you agree that everybody needs a totem pole. So if you don't know what a totem pole is something that it is carved out of a highly rot resistant. Hey, Van. It's carved out of a rot resistant tree. And it often depicts a lineage, an experience of ancestors. It tells a story. It presents something. So everybody who sees this totem pole, there's a story to be said with the totem pole. And it's carved out of the characters that are in this, in that particular story. So for me, in my story, part of my totem pole is my mother, because my mother has been my rock. My mother was my support system. And my mother, her getting sick and her passing away was a big piece, a big chunk of me getting the confidence that I needed to be able to move forward with my own vision and dreams, because I know that, that's what she would want for me, for one, but another is she passed away in her 40s. And so she wasn't even halfway through life. And there were still so many other things that she could have done. Hey, Paul, thanks for sharing. And so there were still so many different things that she could have done that she never got the opportunity to do. So I look at her as being the base of my totem pole. Now, for you, the base of your totem pole may not be your parent. It may be a good friend. It may be somebody you grew up with. It could be a teacher. But everybody needs to have a physical totem pole. Not a physical one, but in your mind, it's a physical totem pole. And you can see everybody that has planted something in your life. And so a part of my totem pole, like I said, is my mom, because she planted so many things, so many of the different, I would say the little things, the little niche things that I do, but she planted a lot of wisdom on the inside of me. And that is a great, that I use today. Hey, Gigi, a lot of the wisdom and that she instilled in me, I still use it today. Some of it was kind of interesting. Others, you kind of just go with what you know. But I'm happy to be able to say, hey, Fatima, I'm happy to be able to say that, she's a part of my totem pole. Happy Sunday. And so who else is a part of my totem pole? Now, I know y'all are going to see this backwards. And no, these are not the only books that I have. But what's that? It's Dr. Maya Angelou. And so it's funny because a few days ago, my daughter, hey Pam, a few days ago, my daughter was looking through my bookcase, and she saw that I had 2 copies of I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And she looked and she said, well, Mom, why do you have 2 copies of the same book? And why are the 2 copies different? And so I went into this whole explanation. Happy Sunday, sis. I went into this explanation for her that, this was the original. This was the original book. And, the original book meaning that, it got, the first time it was copyrighted, the first time that it was actually written and published, and it has a little wear and tear on it. And you can see how old this book is, because literally, so these were the books that Dr. Maya Angelou had published by the time this book was published. Me too, Paula. And so she had I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which is this one. This is Gather Together in My Name, Singing and Swinging and Getting Merry Like Christmas, The Heart of a Woman, Maya Angelou Poems, Wouldn't Take Nothing for My Journey Now, and I Shall Not Be Moved. And so these were the ones that she had when she published this book. And this is what I showed my daughter. I said, that was the one copy. Listen, right? Hey, Shannon. Yeah, listen, it got some wear and tear to it too, right? This one does not have as much wear and tear, but this one is the newer version of it. Same book. They may have made a couple things, added a couple things, but this is what I showed my daughter. This is everything that she had published by the time she had this book. So when they re-released I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, this was everything that she had published and done. And I was just like, wow. I have her cookbook. I have one of those as well. That's over there too. But she has 2 cookbooks. She has 2 picture books. She has 2 children's books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 poetry books, 3 essays, and 5 autobiographies. And the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this, hey Aubrey, is because again, Dr. Maya Angelou is somebody that I looked up to for several different reasons. But that's why I also said that, that's why she is a part of my totem pole. Is because you would think that there was probably a long distance of time between this book and that book, right? Thanks for sharing, Pam. And there wasn't. And so I gave her, this one was published in 1970. So this one here was published in 1970. 10 years, guys, before I was even born. 10 years before I was born. So that one was published in 1970. 10 years before. Yeah, I'm telling my age. Don't judge me. So yes, the book is older than me. So it's 10 years older than me. Don't judge me. But this one, I want to say it was like 2000. No, this one was 2009. So it was re-released in 2009. And those that follow Dr. Maya Angelou, you know that just recently they just did a movie of it. If not early this year, it was last year, at the end of last year, either the end of last year, I believe it was early this year, where they just released a video of it, a video or a movie that they did of it. But so this one here, 2009. This one, 1970. So you had those few books in the front on this one, to everything that I showed you that she had published when she got to them re-releasing it in 2009. And so that brings me to why I said that she's a part of my totem pole. Is because your totem pole, again, should be your story. Your totem pole, the characters that are carved out in your totem pole should be the people. Oh, you know what? I found mine at the Goodwill. The older copy, I found it at the Goodwill. Like, it was like happenstance, and you know I had to like run and make sure I paid for that ASAP. Now, granted, I do have some of her other books over there. I have her cookbook because my daughter loves to cook. I have some of her other books over there too. But that just, stood out because of that conversation. And so when you think about the totem poles, there are totem poles, like I said, it's carved in a highly rot-resistant tree. And so the thought process behind that is, guess what? Listen, right? The thought process behind that is that you want to create this totem pole in something that's not going to fade over time. So the people that you're putting in this story, the people that are a part of your story, are not something that's going to fade over time. It's people who have a significant role in your life. That's your totem pole. Now, everybody's totem pole is going to look different. Some are going to be taller. Some are going to be shorter. I know I always joke and tell my siblings, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole and my little sister's at the top because I'm the oldest and she's the youngest. So that means we run stuff. But but when you think about it as a speaker, as an author, who is a part of your speaking journey? Who is a part of your author journey? Who is that totem pole that you are mimicking yourself after, and that they played such a significant role in your life that you have them as a part of your totem pole? Because your totem pole is going to be the experience of your ancestors. It's going to be what was done before you that made the pathway for you to be okay, that made the path. So for someone who's an activist, they may say that Rosa Parks was the one who paved the way and who was a part of their totem pole, because that's someone, an ancestor that did something amazing in order for them to be able to be an activist today. Hey, Donnie! In order for them to be an activist today. So for me to be able to say that I want to have another 12 books published before the end of the year, I can look at Dr. Maya Angelou and look at all of those books that I showed you. I can look at her and say she's one of the reasons why I can do that, because she allowed, listen, right? Look, Donnie said, I hope I'm at least in the middle. She's one of the reasons why I can have that dream and move forward with it. Someone else that's a part of my totem pole is Michelle McKinney Hammond. That's another one that I look at and I see she has like 30 something books published. That's somebody else that I look at who's a part of my totem pole because I can mimic that. You said your grandmother did that for you. I think my auntie said her mother did that for her. So we really have to take inventory who's on your totem pole, because guess what? Can I tell you something? Some of you are creating totem poles that are not out of your ancestors, but it's out of people that are here around you. And guess what? They haven't done that much of significant things yet. Can I be honest and say it? Some of the people that we're looking at and we get excited about what they've done and where they've gone, they haven't really done much of anything yet. I know it hurts. I know. Because we want to be excited about the people that we're around. We want to be, yeah, that person just did this. That person just did that. We want to get excited, right? We want to be happy for them and we want to look to them. And that's fine. We can still look to them. They can be at the top of our totem pole. But I challenge you to figure out who's going to be at the bottom, who's at the base of that totem pole. I challenge you to think about that. So for me, like I said, my mom is the base. She's no longer here, but she played a huge role in me being able to learn and do for myself. My grandmother is that a part of that base because she did the same thing. My grandmother was the reason I started writing at all. And so that's my base. But then I have Dr. Maya Angelou because I can look at her and guess what? Even though even though society has changed, even though the world has changed and I have a whole lot more freedoms than what she had then, I'm still going to go through some of the same issues she went through when she was publishing her books. That's right. The base holds everything in place. So I'm still going to go through some of the same trials and tribulations and struggles that she went through in publishing her book. I may not go through it on the level she went through it. I may not go through it the same exact way. But guess what? Publishing a book is going to be publishing a book. And when you look at the list of books that she's been able to publish, I'm quite sure when she said that she was going to publish a cookbook, that she got a couple eyes rolling at her. I'm quite sure that when she said that she was going to, because we knew her for poetry. And see, that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why she's on my now. I'll share and y'all can use her for yours too if you like. I'll share. But when I look at her, she didn't allow herself to be pigeonholed by, I just write poetry. Come on, y'all ain't ready. She did not allow herself to be shackled by the fact that she only wrote poetry. She said, I not only do I write poetry, but I write poetry and I can write a cookbook and what else did she put on there? She had essays, cookbooks, children's books, autobiographies, picture books. See, some of y'all are just in the beginning stages of writing a book. Some of you haven't written a book at all. But imagine the looks that she got when she said that she wanted to write a cookbook. Imagine the words of discouragement, not encouragement. Imagine the words of discouragement that she got. And so y'all know that I have been working on publishing a couple more books. I said a couple more by the end of this month, and then I'll have at least another 10 by the end of the year. I want to have a total of about 12 more books on Amazon before the end of 2016. Lord, so off. Fast forward, before the end of 2017, I want to have at least another 10 to 12 books published before the end of 2017. And I had people looking at me and inboxing me and saying, why are you trying to publish so many books? You already got 5 on Amazon, and why are you trying to publish more books? And why? Because that's what I do. I'm a writer. I publish books. I'm just saying, to each his own. Somebody else, they might not publish books. But that's what I do. And I don't feel as though I should be held by saying, right, Shannon. I always get some of the strange. If I showed y'all my inbox on a regular basis, y'all, first of all, y'all would be looking at my inbox like, why you got people that are reaching out to you all types of the day and night, and you can't even pronounce their names. I have people who reach out to me all types of the day and night. I have people who criticize me in my inbox. Yes, I have inbox bullies, or they tried it. They tried it. I have inbox bullies who try to come in my inbox and tell me what I should and should not be doing. I got email bullies who send me an email and say, hey, you should do this way, or you should do it that way. Or, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing? Yeah, I get those too all the time. I just don't say anything. Right, Shannon? They crazy. I just don't say anything. Why? Why give them attention? Why give them light? But like I said, I know that I have the strength to do it because I can look at Maya Angelou and say, okay, she published a cookbook, not one cookbook, but two. She not only published her book, but it got republished in 2009. So who's to say that my books, my 1, 2, 15, 25, 35, 300 books that I'll have on Amazon will not someday get republished and then created into an audiobook and then created into whatever is the next thing and then created into something else, and that'll make my legacy continue to go forward. Right? Shannon said, I like to eat. Listen, I got things to do. She said, I like a cookbook. Listen, I got things to do. Now, I don't think I'm not going to write a cookbook because I don't think y'all would eat anything out of my cookbook. But I will definitely have some books of poetry before the end of the year that will be on Amazon. I have several other books that will be on Amazon before the end of the year. I am in go get it mode. Go get it mode. But to think that, you know, as a writer or as a speaker, that there are still going to be people that, you know, criticize you. There are. If you think that there aren't going to be people that criticize you, think again. There are. So that is where your totem pole becomes very important. Not just who's on your totem pole. Hey, Frazier, thanks for sharing. Not just who's on your totem pole, but literally really looking at what significance they play on your totem pole. So my mother plays a part because she passed away before she was able to accomplish so many great things. Happy Sunday. And so that's why she's a part of my totem pole. My grandmother is a part of my totem pole because she was the one who instilled this creativity in me in writing and told me to always write, even when I can't talk, to just write it out. So that is a part of my totem pole. And then, like I said, Dr. Maya Angelou is a part of my totem pole because of her, you know, the significant changes that she went through in moving forward in, oh my goodness, she stood out for so many reasons, y'all. She did not conform. She didn't conform. She allowed herself to be the greatest version of herself. And I saw that in how she spoke. I saw that in when she did events, when she spoke at the White House, her poetry, she would not conform. And then this is that secret sauce that you know, you got to be a true fan of Dr. Maya Angelou to know this part, is that there was a period in time where Dr. Maya Angelou did not talk. Now, if that's new to you, say, wow. This amazing poet, woman, activist, writer, oh my goodness, actress, singer, dancer. There was a point in time in her life where she did not speak. She did not talk. And it was a speech that she listened to. It was someone that she listened to that made her break her silence. Pamela said, I knew that. Yee! There was someone that she spoke to that made her break her silence. And so that's another reason why she is so significant as a member of my totem pole. Because I want to be that person to help somebody else break their silence. And so the same way that me reading her books is that, you know, that pushing for me to break my silence, the same way that my mother and my grandmother pushed for me to break my silence, I want to be that push for somebody else to break their silence. And so I do things like helping women who've gone through abuse become speakers and authors. Today we have a class, literally tonight we have a class at 7 p.m. I'm excited about it. 7 p.m. we have a class where you will learn how to write your book in a weekend. I literally cannot wait. Listen, I'm so excited, right? My auntie, and she probably didn't want me to share this, but that's okay. My auntie, I'm super excited. She is on the brink of publishing her first book. She is about to publish her first book. That is amazing. That is so, I'm so, like, I'm trying not to be that proud and like mama moment. I'm trying not to be that proud mama and be like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you. You've come so far. I'm so proud. They grow up so fast, y'all. They grow up so fast. But imagine that, you know, look, she said, I'm so excited. It's amazing because I get to look at her and say, guess what? You found your voice. You found your voice. And not only did you find it, you're about to help somebody else break free. You're about to help somebody else get out of whatever it is that they're going through when they read that book. When they receive that book in their hands, I can say it right now that chains will be broken as soon as they receive the book. Listen, we ain't gonna go in. We ain't gonna go in. Listen, we ain't gonna go in. I ain't gonna do it to y'all. But the reality of it is guess what? And I don't, my auntie may not think it. In my mind, I think it because I'm special. Y'all see my unicorns? Don't judge me. I'm special. My auntie may not think it, but I would like to believe that I'm a part of her totem pole. Even if it's just my pinky toe, my ring finger, a half a face. Because she said to me that, you know, it was because of her watching me that she was able to write her book. And not only that, she has multiple book titles that she is about to be releasing. Multiple. So she may not think so, but in my mind, I'm a part of her totem pole. Even if it's just a piece of me, I'm a part of her totem pole. Even if it's just my favorite color. Even if it's just my favorite color, I'm a part of her totem pole. And so I'm excited about that. So I want you, for those who are just joining in, my name is Altavis Pelzer. I am the voice coach, not a voice coach, but the voice coach. Yes! Helping you to find your unique voice in order to reach your target audience. That is what I do. I equip women who have been through abuse to define, accept, and use their unique voice. That is what it is about. And so today for Speak Easy, episode 24, we are talking about your totem pole and who is that? What does your totem pole look like? Can I tell you that there are totem poles that are still intact that were carved in the 1800s? Two of the places that they said that there are some as early as 1880, British Columbia Museum and the Vancouver Museum. The Royal British Columbia Museum and the Vancouver Museum both have totem poles dating back to as early as 1880 or the 1900s. That's crazy. Because we're here we're in the 2000s. We're in the 2000s. So these are totem poles that were created and carved before our parents were born, for some before our great grandparents and grandparents were born, and they are still standing today. Oh, you have a great day as well, Miss Pamela. They are still standing today. See, we don't make a totem pole out of somebody that's going to be flaky, here today, gone tomorrow. We don't make a totem pole out of somebody that's just flying through. The totem pole is for someone who has made some significant strides in their life that can be an example for you. I may not be the part of your totem pole. That's okay. But I challenge you to have somebody that is. Even if it starts out small, I challenge you to make sure you have somebody that's on your totem pole. Even if it starts small. Even if it starts small. So that's my question to you, is who's on your totem pole? And like I said, I'm not going to stop writing. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this. I decided to add this bonus for tonight. So if you haven't done so already, you definitely want to sign up to join in order to get that extra bonus class. And if you're signed up for Live Loud Now, you already have that bonus. That bonus is a part of your class tonight. So paypal.me/Altavice Pelzer. Hey, Sakina, how are you doing, sis? You definitely want to make sure you're there. It's $25 if you just need the course for you to write your book in a weekend. It is $99. No, it's $199 if you're doing the 3-week intensive. I was like, 99, wait a minute. Yes, that is what it is. So if you're doing a 3-week intensive, it's bit.ly/Live Loud Now. Coupon code livestream. That's how you get the special discount. And I'm not even sure. I think my team updated it. So thanks for sharing, Auntie. Hey, sis. I think my team updated it. Okay, so I don't know if they did or if they didn't. If they didn't, then it's still going to come up for the $99. I know we had talked about it, but I'm not sure if it got updated or not. I will check that out though. So you may still be getting it for the $99. If so, then you have until class starts tonight. And I know that Paula's already paid for class. She's already registered. I know Cheryl is already registered. A few other ones will be in class. I know Auntie will be in class, even though she already has one book that's about to go over to the editor. She has one book that's about to be edited and published. I know that she has a few more books on the inside of her. And then those who have already taken the Live Loud Now course, you get to come to tonight's course as well for free because you already have taken the course. And it was a bonus that was added to Live Loud Now. That's what it's about. And so as somebody who has have not made it to the Dr. Maya Angelou status just yet with having as many books as she has on Amazon or in bookstores. And at this point, I'm not even interested in having my book in bookstores. Did I have that conversation with you guys? How about that? How about that? So when you look at your totem pole, oftentimes whoever's on your totem pole should be able to teach you something, even if they were in a different era than what you were in. So when I look at Dr. Maya Angelou, and in the era that she grew up in, she wasn't always accepted. She wasn't always accepted. She wasn't always celebrated. And so even if she went through that then, we're still going through that now. But I look at her and I said, you know, if Dr. Maya Angelou was not on Amazon, would people still buy her books? And the answer is yes, for me. Now, for somebody else may say, no, if her books weren't on Amazon, I wouldn't buy it. You know, to each his own. But for me, if her books were not on Amazon, would you still buy them? My answer would be yes. Because it is the quality of books that she put out. It is the quality of information that she put out. And it is the legacy that she built that would make me want to own. Like, when I move, I want to have a library of just, I would love to have a library of just first editions of certain books. Like, at this point, I know that I can't get them signed. I can't have signed copies of her unless I can find them online and purchase them. But I would love to get her books and just have one whole book, well, one whole section that's just nothing but Maya Angelou. There's a few other authors that I would love to do the same thing, but it's just, again, it's that legacy. So even if she wasn't in Amazon, I would still buy her books. So when you look at somebody who's on your totem pole, they have to have that type of impact. If you know, if they weren't on TV, would you still find a way to see them? You know, if they're in the movies, would you go see them in the movies? If they're not in the movies and you had to travel to a different state, would you go to see them? And that's something else that, you know, comes with growth. As a speaker, as I continue to grow, as an author, you really think about, what am I investing my time in? What am I investing my money in? As an entrepreneur, it's the same way. What am I really making the investment into? And so when I buy her books, I'm making the investment into a legacy that will go far beyond when I am no longer here. When I write my books, that's how I feel, and that's how I think, and that's what I want my books to be able to be for somebody else. Is that anytime they purchase a book from me, they're investing in a legacy that is going far beyond where they are right now. And, you know, my auntie, she put it into the groups this morning that, you know, she was given, God told her she needs to go back and read a book called What It Means to Pray Through by Mother Dabney. And that book is old as spit. It is old. It's an old book, y'all. Like, it's an old book. But they re-released it. The same way Dr. Maya Angelou's book was re-released. Mother Dabney has passed away and been gone for quite some time. And her book was re-released. They redid the cover. They re-released the book. And it's no longer the same price. It's actually a little bit more now. But it just goes to show that what we put out in the world, if we're putting out something like a book, it's building a legacy. Not only is a book building, you know, your repertoire and saying, you know, that you're an expert in your field, but it's building a legacy. It's allowing other people to be able to say, I want to sow into that legacy. If you don't have any books, then what are they buying? What are they sowing into? How are they sowing into the legacy of your name? How are they sowing into the legacy of your children and your children's children? And, you know, what are people doing? And can I be honest with saying this? Hey, Denise, can I be honest in saying this? That some of you haven't thought that far ahead because you don't feel as though there are people that want to sow into your legacy the way people sow into Dr. Maya Angelou's legacy. And just this week, I had to change that mindset. I got a couple bricks from my coach that helped to change that mindset. I got a couple bricks from Coach that helped to change that mindset. But there was a mindset that I really had to change, was that if you don't put the book out, hey sis, you never give people the option to sow into your legacy. If you don't put out the courses and the business, if you don't become the speaker, you don't give people the option to show up at an event where you're a speaker. If you don't, listen, your life should speak for you. Exactly. It should speak when you aren't speaking. Come on, auntie. It should speak when you are not speaking. So what are you putting out there that is available for people to invest in you and in your legacy, and invest in your name, invest in what you do, invest in your services? What is out there? If you're scared to launch, then you're shutting down anybody that wants to invest in you. And so I had to come up with that part. And although my coach didn't say those words to me, because I have been launching, she said some other words that were pretty darn close to it. No, but it's definite that you need to have that understanding that if I'm not putting anything out, people can't buy it. People can't invest in it. And so for the ones that are on my totem pole, it's relevant because my mother passed away before she was able to finish her first book. And this would have been her first and only book. And I think about my mother, and I think about, some of the things that she didn't start doing until she was in her 40s, right before she got sick. The year that she got her first tattoo, her traveling, and she wanted to do more traveling. She actually wanted to go across seas. But, her doing more traveling, her doing more things, there were things that she did not accomplish. And if she would have published her book, or if she would have done some other things, what would have changed for her life? A lot of times we have that mindset that time is time is on our side. We think that time is, always on our side. We always have tomorrow. And so we put off a lot of things. And that's the reason why a lot of people have not gotten their books published yet. That's a reason why a lot of people aren't speaking on stages and getting paid for it, is because they think that tomorrow they can get it done. But tomorrow is an illusion. And so one of the things that I look at with Maya Angelou and the things that she's accomplished is that, tomorrow, if I'm not here, what have I done so far? When Dr. Maya Angelou took her last breath, she had numerous accolades, numerous PhDs to her name. She had numerous books to her name, shows that she had been a part of, people that she had connected with. She had numerous things. Even if you look at her page, her Facebook page is still active today because her children have been going on and her grandchildren have been going on and keeping that legacy alive. But if she had waited until tomorrow to publish her books, if she had waited until just a little while longer to get things done, would I be able to say that I had both copies of her book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? I would not. And so I put that challenge out to you. Not only am I going to ask you who is on your totem pole, but my challenge to you is, what have you been putting off until tomorrow? And what do you need to do to get it done today? So that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about class tonight, is because when you get out of class tonight, you're going to have a whole new mindset. A whole new mindset when you get out of class tonight. Because it's time for us to take action. It's time for us to stop putting it off until tomorrow. A totem pole talks about what has already been done by our ancestors. When will you be the carving in someone else's totem pole? When will you take that leap? And so that was kind of heavy for a Sunday afternoon. But I need you to have that understanding. I need you to think about that. Think about it long and hard. Because there's somebody somewhere, like I said, that's waiting on you. Right? Selah. There's somebody somewhere that's waiting on you. So who is on your totem pole? And how much longer will you wait to put something out, or do something that you keep putting off until tomorrow, so that way you can be the carving in somebody else's totem pole? Think about that. So I love you guys. For those who are just joining, my name is Altavice Pelzer. I am the voice coach, not a voice coach, but the voice coach. I come to you every afternoon about 2:30 to talk to you about Speak Easy, which is episode 24 already. And then I also upload these videos to my YouTube channel. If you put in Altavice Pelzer, you will find me on YouTube. Sometimes I go live on the YouTube channel, which has been kind of fun. But most times I go live here on Facebook and just upload the videos. I equip women to define, accept, and use their unique voice after abuse to become the speaker or the author. Today, we have a course today where you can learn how to write your book in a weekend. Yes, paypal.me/Altavice Pelzer. I look forward to seeing all who have already registered. The class for tonight, if you just need to learn how to write the book, is only $25. So you definitely want to be in class. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. I'm trying to told y'all, you don't want to miss it. There's nobody that can give me any excuse after this saying, oh, I still haven't written my book. You have no excuse. None whatsoever. Hashtag no excuses. That's what it is. I said it. I don't care. You can't say nothing back. Hashtag no excuses. So I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I will be back at 6 o'clock so that way I can come and do an evening press before we have class at 7. And then I may be back on this evening to do a late night press as a recap of the class from tonight. So I see you guys later. Don't forget to press it out.